Hello everybody, this is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It is an action RPG made by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, and it is bananas. This was the one where everyone was like, chaos, chaos, and then all the trailers dropped, and it's even more interesting than ever. There's a demo out right now. I might share some of that demo on YouTube for all 12 of you who watch, and for all 3 of you who are really curious about how progression works in this game. Imagine Neo, but imagine a class system, and let me show you what I mean by that before we do a boss fight. So let's go over here. Let's go to all classics, well, basic classes. You're gonna start with the swordsman, which is just great swords and things like that. You'll get job affinity, which means that you'll get certain bonuses. Decrease your damage you're taking. You'll get some special attacks. Break damage taken when you guard, right? So if you're guarding a lot, your guard won't be broken, that sort of stuff. And if you come down here, you start to see that there are new jobs that you might be able to get. Something like a knight or a warrior or a berserker. Another good example of this would be the duelist, which is one of the classes that you start off with. It's sort of a dual-played sort of rogue type class. If you go down here now, you find that if you really want to unlock new stuff with it, it's the thief. But there are requirements to unlocking a job. So if you are like me and you really want to play Dragoon, then you have to do a couple things, which is that, for instance, you need to burn through a lot of the Lancer tree, which means increasing your break gauge recovery speed, increasing physical damage against people who have, you're hitting them in a weakened state. You get some backdash stuff. You get, the ability to throw your lance. You get a couple of other special attacks. You get, physical damage once again, stacking to that other one before, based on if you're attacking somebody during their weakness. You have a different type of thrust attack. These are all things you can unlock as a Lancer, but then you get down here and you get to Dragoon, and it's like, well, I want to jump, because jump can be pretty powerful in this game. We'll show that off in the next boss fight, hopefully. But I can't just level Dragoon and get there because it's an advanced job. So what I need to do is actually come over here to Marauder, which is like a big axe-wielding class, and for whatever reason, at the end of the line, when I get here on Marauder, I will now be able to unlock Dragoon because I've unlocked both nodes in Marauder and Dragoon, which leads me to here, where I have all sorts of good stuff. It's very, very nice. I'm a big fan, and it is very nice. Let's boost my physical damage that I'm going to do, and let's see if there's anything else I can buy. New job, Breaker. This would be a really advanced job. This requires Dragoon, Samurai, and Berserker, but we can get that started even, right? Why not? Cannot be unlocked in the demo. Interesting. So let's go for something that we might be able to unlock instead. No more job points. But we can go into Black Mage and do a couple of things here, which I think we should do Duration of Lightbringer, or we can do Black Magic Job Affinity. So Black Mages are interesting because mages are a place where you have a lot of options, where you can go just down the right hand side and do white magic, or if you go all the way down the left hand side, you will do black magic like I did, or you go in the middle, you get red magic, which is something that's an advanced job, which you need to get to this point on your magic tree, and then you need to unlock using the sword fighter skill. So down here you'll see one of the jobs you can get as a sword fighter is knight, but also the other, if the game will behave, is red mage. So it's not the most complicated, but it is. I had some people when I was streaming, they were like, I don't understand how to get advanced jobs, and the answer is you just gotta invest a little bit more. This is my current situation for my character then. Dragoon, looking great, and then we have a Black Mage here too in order to do some strong hits from far away. my teammates. This is Neon over here. In fact, I can probably show you them. This is my buddy who's a monk. This is Ash. He's gonna punch real hard. Neon is a sword fighter with a huge shield right now, and a decent amount of affinity in a couple of areas. I'll talk about affinity in 1 second. And then there is our buddy Jed, who is so unimportant right now that he's not even loading. For Jack, you know, if I go to Dragoon, I've done my best to make sure that my affinity is over 100, because the higher your affinity is, the more you have access to all these abilities. You'll notice that some of my equipment has little pictures of dragons next to it. This means that I will be able to get extra strength, extra agility, all sorts of stuff. It's very, very important, very, very useful. I hope that gives you an idea of how progression might work in this game. Now let's go fight a boss. This boss will have 2 phases, and hopefully I won't eat crap doing it. It's Neo, which means that you lock on. Maybe a little bit more than you would in a, you know, a Souls game or something like that. When I reflected that magic there, I was able to also use that as a, when you reflect magic, you absorb it, and then you are able to then use it against the user that you've taken it from. An option I have here, for instance, if this guy wants to pay attention to my buds for an instance, is I could, for instance, channel a Firaga spell once he stops moving and hit him pretty hard with that. So you have, you know, access to 2 jobs at once, which is pretty good. And then I can jump. He's gonna try and kick me in the back. I wasn't sure if I was in range, so I try and block that. An option here, because I'm a black mage, is I have a couple more magic spells here than I would normally, so we can try something like Thundaga, which should hit pretty hard. And we can try and do what we can here to knock him off his horse and go into phase 2, which is tricky because he's going to summon a bunch of funkies, because this is the Dark Knight. His Windstorm ability is like pretty scary, so I'm actually going to use some Thunder right away if I can get away with it. And then we're going to start to see what we can do here. One of the reasons I like to jump in this boss fight is these phantoms can be a real pain in the ass. That whirlwind ability is also really just a pain. Let's see if we can get some Thundaga going, heal a bit, and then see if we can maybe get him before he summons again, although that's gonna be kind of tricky. So here we go. That was pretty smooth. The jumping really helped get rid of those extra summons. I had a couple of rough spots, but not too bad. And there we go. So that's kind of what you can expect from this game. I mean, there's levels that you explore and things of that nature, and a story, which they're being pretty coy about. But yeah, like lots of fun boss fights and things like that. Lots of interesting progression. I really like playing as a Dragoon. And then each time you complete a level, you'll get bonuses and loot and everything like that, which is very, very nice. So if I wanted to, I could go into my job trees and say like, well, I really want to, you know, I got these things here called Animo, which let me unlock a couple of extra slots to do a handful of things. So I could do you know, more affinity. I could do MP recovery from when I parry. I could do a special backstab attack. I could do all sorts of stuff here, which is very, very nice. You know, I think it might apply to everything, or it might just be to the skill tree that you use. Yeah, so it might just be, in this case, to the Dragoon thing that we do here. So let's say we'll unlock that backstab. And the nice thing is that the save file here will transfer over towards the main game. So if I go over here and save, very much worth doing. I'll have a nice character heading into the main game. But that, my friends, is that. It's kind of edgy, but it's kind of funny at the same time. I really didn't know entirely what to like expect, but I ended up really liking it. Some boss fights, you know, obviously the first couple times you fight a boss, you'll be kind of surprised, and then afterwards you'll just kind of figure out the gimmick and go from there. It's just like playing a Dark Souls thing, except a little Final Fantasy themed. Obviously it's more like playing Neo. But between this and Elden Ring and a bunch of things, it seems like a good time for some really fun boss fights. So I'm really looking forward to this. This will be out on the 18th. I will finish Elden Ring, and then I will play this. So I will see you all around. I hope that was very helpful. Have a wonderful day, or whenever you're watching this. I hope you like that. Goodbye.